Roy Jones Jr. feels the reason AJ lost to Usyk was because of the miscommunication between himself and Robert Garcia. Nah, no, no. But let's talk.
Push the weight in no flex, flex. The live is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Okay. I kind of saw something like this coming. So let's get to the bottom of it. All right. Roy Jones, it's come to my understanding that he feels that the reason why Anthony Joshua lost to Usyk in the rematch was because there was a miscommunication between him and Robert Garcia. What he meant was, Roy feels that being at Garcia is used to training lighter fighters like his brother. He said it was a tough task prepping a heavyweight in AJ. Let me read a quote. He says, this is Roy Jones saying this. He says they tried to make the change, but I think he did not really understand what they were asking for when it wasn't communicated properly to him. So he could understand what was being asked for him. That's my outside opinion. This is what Jones told OLBG. I'm reading it how it's written. He also goes on to say, I didn't feel that the change he made was going to be good because you're getting a smaller guy to teach you how to fight a big guy. So it was a tough situation for Garcia because I don't know if Garcia's been put in that situation. I didn't want to watch the second one because I didn't want to lose my hope that he could beat Usyk. My plan to beat Usyk, it's the same concept that Garcia had in a sense. It's just that Garcia is a shorter guy. He has a different way of doing it. Very interesting. This is all I'm reading what Roy said. All right. And to me, it would be very difficult for him to communicate to Joshua how to do something. Joshua is a tall guy, and Usyk is a tall guy. It's hard for a short guy. It's hard for a short guy to explain something to you that he never had to do. I'm not tall, but I had to deal with all of them. All right? Still quoting Roy Jones here, y'all. I went from junior middleweight to heavyweight. Nobody ever did that in the history of the sport. My range is a bit different than Garcia's. I do understand what Garcia's plan was, but sometimes different backgrounds, different ways of articulating things to people. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. I don't think he was able to articulate it to Joshua where Joshua really understood it. Okay. There was also mention of how AJ got away from Robert McCracken. Look, here's my opinion on it. No, I've never trained a fighter. I've never fought amateur, I've never fought pro, but just like Roy Jones was on the outside looking in, saying that there's a miscommunication between AJ and Garcia, no, that wasn't the case. Because at the end of the day, Roy, you and Robert, although your career is totally different from his, your skill set was totally different from his, y'all were both fighters. And now y'all are trainers. And if anything, both of you understand the game. Okay? I believe that Robert had a game plan. But at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua, his job is to exercise and execute the game plan properly. Okay? I don't think this is Robert Garcia's fault. Now, I do know that poor work output reflects leadership. But AJ wasn't out of shape. Okay. And there was nothing wrong with the leadership. I don't think this was a Robert Garcia situation. I think this is a situation where AJ is not a Marine. Drew, what do you mean? I know a few Marines, and one thing that they told me is that they trained us to think outside the box. That's what they used to tell me. Think outside the box, think outside the box, think outside the box. AJ is incapable. He has a plan A through probably plan D. And when all of that fails, he cannot think outside the box. Now, Roy Jones Jr. was levels above Robert Garcia as a fighter. But Roy Jones Jr. did everything wrong in the ring. If you took a kid off the street and trained him in the gym, and you tried to get him to fight like Roy Jones Jr., unless he was that athletic, you would train that kid to get knocked out. Roy Jones Jr. did everything wrong, but it was fun to watch. He was so athletic, so fast, leaping left hooks, straight lead right hands. You blink and he's hitting you with power shots. Roy was talented. But there's no, what happened with that when he did everything wrong? Now let me ask y'all a question. He did everything wrong. And Father Time is undefeated. And when those reflexes went away, what happened to Roy? He can't do what he used to do in the 90s. He can't do it because he's older. But if you look at a guy like Bernard Hopkins, who was Mr. Basics, he fought all the way up until he was 50 years old. And on the way out of his career, all the way out of in the ring, he never took the damage that Roy took at the end of his career. So it's going to be interesting to see if Roy could teach Anthony Joshua different things because he was the bigger fighter. Is he right? He's going to have to show me, but I don't think this was a Robert Garcia thing. Robert Garcia was not there when he lost to Usyk the first time. He wasn't there. This is an Anthony Joshua thing. Another thing I want to point out. Anthony Joshua, you came over here and now you, man, oh my goodness. It wasn't that long ago. Everyone was telling us in the States that the UK is where it's at. You lose to Usyk and you came to our country to look for a trainer. And you had options and you picked up Robert Garcia. Now, this ain't a shot towards Robert Garcia. We just found this strange. There's a guy over here by the name of, Ronnie Shields, man. Derek James. How about going to a coach that has has a history of training bigger guys? You could have did that, man. When you picked up Robert Garcia, we was all scratching our head. But the first thing I said was like, wow, he came to America and got an American coach. I thought the UK was running things. Am I missing something? No, it's just them double talking again. No problem. Very confusing. And then you lost again. This is not a training thing. It's a him thing. Roy. Yeah, I'm real petty. I got Roy's phone number. I could send him this video. Roy, if I choose to send you this video, the end part is most important. I need you to go look at the meltdown this young man had at the end of the second Usyk fight. That tells you that wasn't a training thing. That was a him thing. This man is a mental midget. He's way too sensitive. He's grabbing the mic. He's speaking gibberish. He's throwing belts out the ring. He's almost attacking 60-year-old refs in the hallway. He's crying on a podium. Not that he lost, but he just couldn't. Roy, come on, man. But you know what, Roy? You know what? If you can straighten this out and fix it, then fix it. We'll be here to watch it. And contrary to popular belief, I'm not wishing any ill will on Anthony Joshua. What I am saying, though, is myself and a lot of people on this side of the shore, this side of the states, on this side of the pond, we said, watch this kid. You gonna see that meltdown at the end of the Usyk fight? Yeah. That was Anthony Joshua. So Roy, if you could I don't know, if you can make this work, I'd be interested to see it. But I don't think it was a miscommunication between AJ and Robert. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. I know what you're saying. It sounds good in theory that he's notoriously been a smaller guy and he might not know how to train larger fighters. I don't think it's that, man. I don't think it's that. I don't think AJ could execute what Robert wanted him to do. And I don't recall what Robert said here on the podium. I don't recall if he said that or not. I don't recall. But I'm pretty sure, he might not be that kind of guy to throw AJ under the bus like that. Because if you throw the fighter under the bus, you're actually throwing your work under the bus. But I'm pretty sure if you talk to him, he'll probably say something along the lines that I'm saying. Yeah, look, man, he's a big, menacing-looking dude. He's real strong. But you know what? You put him on the back foot and you box his face in, you show no fear, he'll fold. I remember when people were calling him Frank Bruno 2.0. Let me explain something to y'all. That's an insult to Frank Bruno. Check Frank Bruno's resume. And although he had mental issues after his career was over, he showed up to fight. He wasn't weak mentally like Anthony Joshua. So now he's in the States, and now he's training under Roy Jones Jr. We're going to see how this works out. Roy, a majority of boxing is mental. And what I'm saying is, it's not Garcia's fault. I think AJ just ain't got it in his head. But good luck to you, bro. We're going to be here watching. We'll be watching. I wonder what's next. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck. Move!